What's going on, guys? I'm John Anthony, the $1 Million Man, and you are watching Drivin to the Bank, Week 7. Guys, hopefully everyone is having an amazing week. I know I'm having an awesome one right now. So happy Week 7 to you guys. Thursday Night Football's in the books. And like they say, you can't go undefeated without winning the first one, which we did. We picked Denver, and they won big 33-10 with a garbage touchdown at the end. As I've said, since week 1, on week 2, 3, 4, 5, last week, whether I'm picking them in the underdog parlay or I'm picking them to win on the money line, I believe. And every single week, this man is making my case to let you guys know. Obviously, he didn't go number 1. He didn't go number 2. He didn't go number 3. But it doesn't matter. Bo Nix has the ability to take what he did in college and bring that to the Denver Broncos. And what he's going to do there with Sean Payton is going to be some amazing work. And I hope Sean Payton is there for a long time. And those guys get back to their winning ways back in the day when Mike Shanahan was there with John Elway, and they were just always their perennial postseason appearances all the time. Obviously, just broke ground in a new training facility, a la the Patriots, and a couple other teams. So it's great to see. Denver is committed to bringing a winning football team to that area, and damn it, they're going to do it. And I think Bo Nix is the man that's going to be that quarterback for a long time, barring any injury. So with that being said, let's talk about last week. Let's talk about it. We missed our underdog parlay. We hit 1 out of the 5. So apologies for that. Some tough losses, some tough L's. But for the week, if you followed us money line, you made some bets. We went 12-2. We're back up here, baby. We're back on it. We are so back. 12-2, ready to go. So we're going to start looking at where we are percentage-wise at the midweek point. And just so you guys know, to a programming note, we're working on doing a mid-year review in a couple weeks. Myself, 2 or 3 other folks coming on here. Before, obviously, I'll be giving my picks. We'll be talking about the week of week 10, but also talking after week 9, kind of where the MVP is, where we're looking at for an offensive, defensive player of the year, the rookie of the years, and kind of where the 2024-2025 season looks like going to the second half, and also kind of where the AFC and NFC stand going into the playoffs and looking to the Super Bowl. So with that being said, I want to talk about the 3 big stars of the week this past week. And there was it's awesome to see when a defensive guy gets up in here, and it's undeniable. I cannot say no to this man. Cannot say no. Can't say no. So the 3rd star right now is Baker Mayfield. Baker went 24 for 36 with 325 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 INTs. I think honestly right now the Bucs should be 5-1. They're 4-2 going to their matchup with Baltimore and Monday Night Football this upcoming week. Obviously the loss to Atlanta sucked in overtime, but I mean obviously the defense gave that up. Baker had nothing to do with that. The man should be sitting there at 5-1. He's been throwing dimes, beams, just throwing scuds on these defenses. He's ranked. I think he's 13th with 5 interceptions. He threw 3 of those interceptions this past week. Only 2 interceptions 6 weeks in. I've talked about this. I talked about it when we talked about. It's a lot of talking about when we went over the predictions for the year and who was going to win what. I told you that Tampa Bay was going to come out. Baker Mayfield was going to get it done. He finally finds a place where he's comfortable. He fits into the offense. He has the right guys around him with Chris Godwin, a lot of Mike Evans, a great O-line, and a great defense. This defense is winning a lot of games for them. Gave up the one in Atlanta, but it is what it is. So they're 4-2 right now. Should be 5-1, but I digress. So the number 3 star right now, Baker Mayfield, looking amazing. I think he's going to do some big things on Monday night against Baltimore. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Number 2, Chris Godwin. Stay down in the South. Let's stay in Florida. 11 receptions, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. Godwin was on fire. Looked amazing. smoking dudes, breaking ankles. You knew everybody who was covering, who was on that defense in the secondary, because all you read was the back of their jerseys trying to cover Gowan. Awesome stuff. Looked amazing. Tampa Bay cooked this past week. Obviously, yeah, they ran that score up over 50 points, but hey, if you got it, you got it. You don't like us, try and stop us, right? But the number one man, I'm going to give it to him for two reasons. One, a hell of a performance. Two, because my man, I love when someone defensively comes up and grabs that number one star and says, look at me, baby. I'm here. I'm on the other side of that ball making shit happen. Will Anderson Jr. of the Houston Texans, 8 tackles, 6 of them solo, 3 sacks, 4 tackle for loss. Anderson went wild, like Macho Man, like the Hulk. What you gonna do? Ooh, yeah. Went crazy on the Patriots. Talking to May all day. That's right, baby. Was in that backfield doing work. I believe he had 3 sacks. 3 sacks. 3 sacks on May, baby. Now I know the Patriots obviously are not the best maybe piece of work to really hang your hat on. But hey, any given Sunday, the D-line still shows, the O-line still shows up out there, still blocking. Everyone's still trying to win, no matter the record. I don't think anyone's sending it in this early in the year or sending or mailing that stuff in. So props up to Will Anderson Jr. Awesome to see that work on the opposite side of the ball defensively. And just obviously the Texans rolled. Awesome game. And Drake May, kudos. Awesome job as well. Great to see him. A lot of great flashes. I think he's going to do good things for New England. They just got to kind of build the rest of that team around. But I digress. That's a discussion for another time. We are here to talk about Week 7 of the NFL. I said it last week, guys. I cannot believe we're approaching the halfway point. I'm even talking to you guys about a midway show than a halfway point. You talk about MVPs and awards and things like that. This season, I know we all wait for the NFL with bated breath. We count the days. We got their calendars out. We can't wait. Can't wait for the preseason, the draft, the whole nine. But it's fun, right? You got to enjoy it when it comes. It's the one day a week. Obviously on Sundays, maybe Mondays and Thursdays. So with that being said, 12-2 last week. We're looking to build on that, and build better. Looking to do even better for you guys that are taking our picks, taking your money, going down to the bookie, going down to the casinos, going down to your draft books, and putting down money on our picks. Guys, we had a couple rough weeks. We went 10-6, had a couple rough weeks with a couple games that kind of went the other way with some field goals, some wild stuff, some wild endings, some wild things going on. But we are back, guys. I'm telling you right now, these picks are awesome. Our underdog parlay this week looks amazing. We hit 2 weeks ago. I'm going to tell you right now, this week's underdog parlay looks like it's going to hit again. And for $25, guys, put a lot of money in your bank account. But let's talk about that after. Let's get into the week of, let's talk about game by game, who's favored, who we think is going to win. As always, like I let everyone know, we're going to go through the matchup. I'm going to give you the line in case you do spreads, things like that, overs and unders. I'll give you that. All our bets at ChairShot are done money line. So when I place my bets on DraftKings Sportsbook, it's all done money line. So obviously, Broncos and Saints, we talked about that already on our X. We already predicted the Broncos to win. So again, we're already 1-0. Let's go. Let's ride. Next game up, Chief and 49ers. Listen, guys, yes, I'm a 49ers fan. Okay. And I don't like to ever bet against the Niners. If I have to, I will. I'm not going to lie to you. The Chiefs don't look like they were last year. They don't look like the team they were, meaning they're not winning as decisively as they were last year. And I know last year, their first half, they kind of came into the first half kind of rocky. People were questioning it. In the second half, they went off. The Niners, we got some guys back. CMC may play. Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers have played each other quite a bit, only in 2 Super Bowls over the past 3 years, right? The Niners are ready. The Niners got their win last week, looking to build on that. And I think from a mentality standpoint, psychologically, if you're the San Francisco 49ers, You need to get a win here. You need this win. If you're Kyle Shanahan, I really hope you're game playing to get this win and get it in the books. So when let's say the Niners run it back and the Chiefs run it back out of the AFC, and you're standing face to face again, one end zone to one end zone. You're doing that coin flip. We're doing this again. We're running it back for a third time or three-peat in a Super Bowl matchup that the Niners can finally figure it out and know that they beat them in the regular season. And you've also had another 8-9 games to get through to get to that Super Bowl. This team's tired. They're weathered. They've done what they had to do. So aren't you. But they're not exactly 100% on the other side of the field either. The Niners need this. They need it more than the Chiefs need it. The Chiefs are going to walk through that AFC regardless of what happens against the Niners on Sunday. But the Niners, psychologically, need this. They put this feather in their cap to turn up to 4-3. Talk about turning a page on a book and just mulling forward. You're looking at a crazy win streak, just like the Niners have done over the past 6 years. They start off slow even with having CMC, and they come out the gate killing it, which I think they're going to do again this year. So right now, the Niners are favored by 1.5. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers beating the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a blowout on either side. It's going to be damn close. This game is going to be won in the trenches. Could be won on the leg of a field goal kicker. Could be won by whatever defense happens to stop the other quarterback, whether it be Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes. This game is going to be awesome. It's wild to me that this game is not flexed. I know we don't do it yet, but flexed in the Sunday Night Football. It's crazy to me, but it's still going to be must-see wherever you guys are watching it. So San Francisco 49ers for me, getting this W, getting this win, telling the Chiefs what's up, and hopefully we see them again back in the Super Bowl. Moving on from that, we have the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is your London game, early Sunday morning at 9:30. Right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are favored by 5.5. A little generous. Jaguars aren't exactly blowing doors and scaring a lot of people with their defense and even their offense. But after seeing the Patriots over the past couple of weeks and kind of just not being able to get the job done, Drake May, early after the game on Sunday, was talked about going into getting an MRI on his knee. Since then has been debunked. I don't think it has been. I think people are kind of trying to keep that mum and say it's not true, because obviously a lot of panic in the New England organization. Obviously the fan base will go nuts. I just think Drake May's not ready yet. And obviously he's the guy going forward, which he's got to be, because Brissett got the shit kicked out of him for 5 weeks. Like, you can't, that man is not, he's good in backup role. He's just not your starting quarterback. If you're going to have May go out there, let's have him go out there against the Jaguars, right? In London. Let's go. But I think the Jags get back on the schneid, get off the schneid, I should say, get back on the winning season, get back on the winning side of things, and they actually pick up a win here against the New England Patriots. So I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game. Then we have the Tennessee Titans against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are favored by 9. This is the largest tie for the largest spread of the week. Excuse me, water break. It's hard to say that the Bills aren't going to put a whooping on the Titans. Tennessee, I don't know, man. It's tough. I don't know what they're doing down there. They got to figure some stuff out. This ain't it. Whatever they're doing, it's not it. But I think Buffalo goes in there, makes a big move. Amari Cooper, obviously a big part of that offense now, obviously working out with them. He's going to be a big focal point of the offense for Josh Allen moving forward. So I got the Buffalo Bills winning, not necessarily by the 9 points, but money line wise, I get the Buffalo Bills winning here. Then we have the Houston Texans, who we talked about against the Pats, taking on the Green Bay Packers. Right now, Green Bay is favored by 2.5. This is tough. This is tough for me. Love has looked great since he came off the bench after being injured. It looks good. This is definitely a pick 'em. If you're looking to go money line, this is definitely a pick 'em. But I gotta go with the Green Bay Packers. They're clicking. Love when he's under center. Looks great. Definitely knows how to bring an offense down the field. Late in games, obviously early in games, holding onto the ball. Time possession is a big deal with the Green Bay Packers. So I get the Green Bay Packers going over here against the Houston Texans. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Right now, Philly's favored by 3. And again, this is one of those things I've been talking about Philly a lot to you guys. Philly is not the team they were last year. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. They aren't the team they were 2 years ago. Last year, people read the blueprint, and that's how Philly got smoked out. Um, the Giants are the Giants. It's very hard to put any kind of money or stock in Danny Dimes and think that this offense or defense is going to be able to hold a lot of teams, especially when it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They might not be the greatest right now, but they're still a great team. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles right now, going over the New York Giants. Then we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 2 right now. Obviously, we're in Skull Country. Um, I think this line is disrespect to the Detroit Lions. I know they just put a whooping on the Cowboys, and I know it's the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Remember, guys, it's a rating, not just a logo. Um, I, I can't. I just can't see the Vikings. And again, no disrespect to the Vikings. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm convinced you guys are great. Not saying you guys are a fluke. I get it. But the Detroit Lions are just riding on all cylinders, man. They are looking. I've said it before. They didn't loot. They didn't. The Niners didn't win the game against Detroit. Detroit lost that game in the NFC Championship. Okay, when Dan Campbell's going for it on 4th down twice, critical 4th downs, and the Niners go down and score on both of those possessions, it's hard to sit there and be like, okay, well, you know, Detroit is hungry. They have that chip on their shoulder. They know that they had a shot. They had it in their hands, and they let him off the hook. So I think they have a lot of gumption on them. They have a lot of things that they talk about in their locker rooms, and they use that as headline material to get back to the NFC Championship. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions here. Again, nothing against the Vikings. I think it's going to be very close. I know the Vikings are favored by 2 at home, which is lower than your traditional 3, which says a lot. I think it's going to be up closer to a pick 'em if you're going points. But money line wise, taking Detroit. Let's go Lions. Seattle Seahawks, Atlanta Falcons, battle of the birds. Right now, Atlanta's favored by 3. That's the hometown 3. Again, obviously, I'm a Niners guy. NFC West, screw everyone else. But right now, man, I know the Falcons, they've been getting some great wins, man. Great wins. Cousins looks amazing. You like that? Looks amazing. I don't know, man. The Seahawks, I've been like teetering on just losing and winning games on just riding like the thunderbolt, riding the edge of the sword. I know we're in the ATL. I know we're the home of the Dirty Bird. I just can't see the Seahawks losing this game to Atlanta. I can't. So with that being said, I'm taking Seattle Seahawks over the Falcons. Money line. Let's go. Any other time, it's F the Seahawks. But this week, we're taking the Seahawks over the Falcons. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Browns. The Browns are just a case, man. It needs to be studied. Deshaun Watson, probably one of the biggest busts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if any Cleveland fans are watching this. I'm sorry, man. Hit me in the comments. I get it. Guys, he was great. He was going to be great because of what he had around him. And he's very slowly losing everything around him. A la Amari Cooper being like, sail. He's out of here. He's going to Buffalo. Deshaun doesn't have a lot around him to be successful. I mean, he can make things happen with his legs. He's great out of the pocket, but I don't know, guys. It's very, very hard right now. Cleveland's looking very bleak, and they're looking like a top 5 pick in the NFL draft in 2025. So with that being said, I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals, who aren't exactly blowing smoke right now and blowing doors off of guys. But I think against the Browns, the Bengals figure it out and get it done. Next game after that, and just so you know, too, I'm sorry, the Bengals are favored 5.5 points up right now in Cleveland. Wild. So yeah, guys. Sorry, guys. Bengals are taking this one. Then we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis has the home 3 points. Rightly so. I mean, the Dolphins are here, there, and everywhere. Mike McDaniel seems to be a little bit over his head. Again, don't want to talk trash. Former offensive coordinator from the San Francisco 49ers. Took an awesome job with our first Super Bowl run after losing to the Chiefs the first time. Took a job in Miami. Looked great. Obviously had Tua Tagovailoa. Tua can't stay healthy. Tua can't stay on the field. And I'm not saying anything against Mike. I'm not, because he's a great offensive mind, but it just seems like when it's not Tua under center, these guys are not successful. And obviously it's not all the coach. It's obviously the players who need to make this happen. It's, the personnel that needs to get these things done. But more and more it's looking like if the Dolphins kind of can't deliver this year, Mike McDaniel might be looking for work elsewhere. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts at home, money line. Let's go. I think JT is back in the lineup this week. So we'll see what happens. Richardson, I think, is still out for another week. Anthony Richardson, shout out. Gator Country, baby. Right here, baby. So Anthony Richardson, I think he's still out. But I think if JT's in the lineup, they get it done. So then we're going on to the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are favored by 9, tied for the biggest spread of the week. Commanders, I had them picked last week in our Underdog Parlay. They kept up with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens won that game. They took that game. They're like, nope, no, we're not making this close. Give me that. They took it and they won it. But Commanders are there, man. I'm telling you, these guys, Commanders are no joke. That's why I have them winning their division at the end of the year. They're going to come up. They're going to get the wins and the counts, and they're gonna win that division. And this week is no different against the Carolina Panthers team, who just doesn't know what the hell they're doing, going for another number 1 pick at the beginning of the draft in 2025. The Commanders get a win here. They bounce back against a hard-fought loss against the Baltimore Ravens. The Commanders come back, get the W, and continue their winning ways this season. Then we have the Raiders taking on the Rams. The Rams right now are favored by 6.5. Little high. I know the Raiders are a little bit of a shit show, a little bit of a trash barrel, a little bit of trash bag, a little bit of trash barrel fire. But Rams, again, another NFC West opponent where I'm like, yeah, I hope they lose. But again, we're here to make money. Got to take emotion out of it. Raiders are okay. They're kind of fire sailing a little bit. A couple of their players are linked to the Niners. Really don't have any direction down there. Congratulations to Tom Brady becoming a minority owner in the Vegas Raiders. Congratulations, Tom. With that being said, Rams take this, baby, all day. Rams win it. I don't think it's be 6.5. I think they're gonna win it kind of closer to that because the Rams have their own issues and they kind of can't get out of their way on offense. The defense is great, but offensively they kind of can't figure it out. But I got the Rams going here, money line, winning this game over the Raiders. Then we have the Jets and the Steelers. Surprisingly, in Pittsburgh, the Jets are favored 2.5. And it's funny, it's 2.5 because I got 2 words that make them favored in Pittsburgh. Devontae Adams. That's the only reason I'm telling you right now. I know Pittsburgh has had a quarterback controversy. They've been talking about whether it's going to be Fields, whether it's going to be Russell. Things are pointing toward Russell. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Russell's going to be on a tight leash. It's one of those things where, okay, go out and show us what you got. Goes out there, kind of screws the pooch, shits on himself a little bit. And like, okay, yep, Justin, get back in there. Let's go. Like, very tight leash. Because Fields has done amazing work. Even in the losses, Justin Fields has looked very comfortable in Pittsburgh. I think that's your guy you want to run with. For pretty much the remainder of the season, the more comfortable Fields gets. I mean, he didn't have a lot of things going on in Chicago. So it's good to see him comfortable, making things happen, getting some great wins in Pittsburgh. The Jets are favored again, like I said, 2.5. I'm taking the Steelers. Not because they're at home. I just think the Jets are highly overrated right now. Yeah, you got Devontae Adams. You got a couple other guys that you can throw to. It's just like you got some drama going on. Mike Williams isn't going to play because of personal reasons. Aaron Rodgers is already pissing guys off, calling them out to the media about routes and things like that. The Jets are kind of just a dumpster fire. Anywhere Rodgers goes, it's like he has to be the GM, the owner, the quarterback, and it's just making all the trades, making the calls. And I think, shout out, man, Michael Williams. Sorry to Mike Williams, man. No wide receiver in any team, I don't care what league or division you're in, AFC, NFC, doesn't matter. No player deserves to be called out by the quarterback in a press conference about running the wrong route. This is a whole other conversation. Like, don't get me started. Like, it wasn't even a great pass. If you're running red line, honestly, the pass still sucked. The pass didn't get to where it needed to go either way. Red line or however, it was just halfway in the dirt. And Mike Williams is a great receiver. He probably could have made the catch if he didn't slip and fall. He slipped and fell. You're going to call the guy out in a press conference. I just think it's a little bush league, man, a little dickish. With that being said, aside from whatever internal stuff they have going on, externally they do not get it done against the Steelers. The Steelers get it up. They get that win. Whether it's, hopefully it's Fields. Even if it is Russell, I think he's on a tight leash. And either way, they get the dub. Then we come to Monday Night Football, which I alluded to a little bit ago. Baltimore Ravens, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, Baltimore's favored 3.5 in Tampa Bay. I'm taking the Bucs. One, there's two reasons. One, Baker Mayfield. Two, a team like the Washington Commanders, and nothing against the Commanders or anybody on the team. A team like the Commanders can keep up with the Ravens and make it a one-possession game to win at the end. And, obviously you have a rookie quarterback, kind of rebuilding a little bit in Washington. You have a team like Tampa Bay who's killing it. Going against Baltimore, I think that there's a lot of things Baltimore need to figure out before going on to Tampa Bay. If the Commanders can keep it that close, I don't think there's any rhyme or reason why the Buccaneers cannot get it done, win the game. It's probably going to be hella close. Hella close. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout either way. I'm not a blowout fan guy. Like, let's just watch the Cowboys. About them Cowboys. Shout out Stephen A. Smith. What's up? But I'm not a big, huge blowout fan. I don't think any of these games that we look at, unless it's obviously a really good or against really bad, should ever be like 10, 12, 11, 13 points, especially against a great team like Baltimore, but also a great team in Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is very underrated right now. Baker is still not getting the love that he needs and deserves. So I'm taking Tampa Bay to win money line. So with that being said, those are our picks, straight up, money line. Gave you the spreads if that's how you guys play it. With that being said, let's talk about the Underdog Parlay. Guys, it's the 7th week of our Underdog Parlay. We bet $25 each week, so that's $100, not even $200, right? 2 weeks ago, we hit for $2,500. So I'm paid off for the next 10 seasons, 13 seasons. So obviously, a lot of people I tell, even at work, people know they watch the show, they talk about it. Like, what are you doing? A lot of people hit me up on Twitter. I post it on Twitter. I post our picks after the show so people can see it. They make their picks. Like, why would you pick that? Why would you pick that team? That's stupid. That's a waste of $25. Guys, listen. It's an underdog parlay. I'm picking the people I think are going to lose, but I'm doing it strategically, looking at the matchups, looking at who's hurt, looking at the injury report, looking at all of these things, looking at the history of the teams, right? There's a lot of things that go into them. I'm not just willy-nilly picking teams. Obviously, all the teams I pick are under 7 points. We don't want to pick. We're not looking for like miracles here and going egregiously having you guys pick like pie in the sky teams to make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Yeah, it happens with some betting places. I'm trying to make bets here for your $25. You trust me to make these picks, and you put this in, and you make some money. Hell yeah, man! Shout us out. Share my tweet. Shout us out. Let everyone know you made some money. Everyone in I don't know who bet in week 5, but if you bet week 5, you made a hell of money. You made some damn good money. If you didn't make the bet, then shame on you. I know it takes a little bit of luck, takes a little bit of skill, and you gotta have some faith. So with that being said, let me talk to you about the week 7 underdog parlay teams. First off, I have the Lions going over against the Minnesota Vikings. The Seattle Seahawks going over the Atlanta Falcons. The Pittsburgh Steelers going over the New York Jets. The Houston Texans going over the Packers. and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, all of these spreads, actually all of these ones are 4 points and under. Even Vegas isn't giving them a lot of credit. Okay. So it's almost going to be a two. If I had to guess, when we come up on Sunday, if you make these bets now, I always encourage everyone, you watch this show, make the bets early. Doesn't matter if they win, they win. But you're going to maximize your odds if you're betting now before the lines change towards Sunday. You get your questionables, you get your guys who are out, and your doubtfuls, things like that. And that's going to change the line. Right now, if you bet $25 on the 5 teams I just talked about, you're looking at $1,333.70. So for 25 bucks, a little over 1,300 bucks in your pocket, in your wallet, take your girl out for dinner, pay off a couple of bills, pay your rent. You know what I mean? Like, go buy a new car. 1,300 bucks nowadays. You can go buy yourself a nice little 4-door. Not saying it's a POS, but you can buy yourself a little go around. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Guys, listen. We're in week 7. If you're just watching this show, I'm 12. I went 12-2 last week. I'm definitely am picking higher than a lot of betting places that you're looking at. I can guarantee you that. When the midway comes up, we're going to talk about what our percentages is. Our underdog parlay already hit once this year out of 6 weeks. Yeah, I know the odds aren't great, but it's an underdog parlay where you're picking people to lose. Out of the 5 that lost, 2 of those had 3, at least 3 of the winners out of the 5. The other ones had one pick. Don't believe me? Go back and look. Go look at 1 through 5. Let's say 1 through 6 of Driving to the Bank. This is on record, baby. Like, you can't deny it. I'm just saying, guys. You guys got to put some trust in me. I'm telling you, if you follow me, I'm trying to make you money. I make the same bets that I'm asking you guys to make. I put it on X. I'm putting it obviously here on YouTube so you guys see it. For 25 bucks, 25 little dollars. It's a bottle of your favorite liquor. It's a 4-pack of your favorite craft beer. It's a party pizza, whatever your favorite toppings are. But you take that $25, you go to DraftKings Sportsbook, you bet these 5 teams. Again, the Lions, the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Bucks, and the Texans. You make the bet. $1,333 is hitting your bank account Tuesday morning after the Bucks give it to the Ravens on Monday Night Football. So, with that being said, guys, this has been another Driving to the Bank, Week 7. We're coming up on the midway point. We're going to be having a midway episode talking about the MVPs, Rookie of the Years, things like that, and how the AFC and the NFC are looking in regards to teams, our predictions, and how the playoffs and the Super Bowl might turn out. So that being said, again, I'm Johnny Anthony, the $1 Million Man. I'm here to take you when all your money stays and plays with me. We're going to make some money together, guys, if you follow us. Again, we're a sports coin affiliate, so thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Good luck and happy betting.